What if I told you that the way your data is being governed could determine whether you're free or just feel free? Let that sit for a second. Because today we are not just talking about data governance. We are talking about an invisible leash, one that tightens with every Aadhaar link, every government issued digital ID, every surveillance camera watching silently from the corners of your city. India, the world's largest democracy, now stands at a crossroads. And the road we pick, it could lead to digital empowerment or digital authoritarianism like China, like Iran. And the scary part, you might not even realize it's happening. Your data is like a mirror reflecting your identity, your choices, your habits. But imagine if that mirror wasn't in your house, but in a government office, and that someone else decided when to look at it, what to keep, and when to break it. Let's rewind. In 2017, India rolled out Aadhaar as a voluntary identification system. But soon it became mandatory for bank accounts, SIM cards, and even school admissions. The Supreme Court in Justice K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India of 2018 ruled that privacy is a fundamental right. Yet, despite that, many government schemes still demand Aadhaar, creating a subtle pressure. And that's where danger lies, not in a dictator's iron fist, but in the velvet glove of compliance. Let's look at Digital Personal Data Protection Act of 2023. On paper, it looks solid. Consent-based data usage, right to correction, right to erasure. But peel the back layers and a chilling clause emerges. Section 17. The government can exempt any of its departments from the provision of the Act. Yes, any. No judicial oversight, no clear checks and balances. Sounds familiar? That's the same model used by China's National Intelligence Law of 2017, which requires citizens and organizations to cooperate with state intelligence, and Iran's Protection Bill. It places all internet control under the military. The pattern, centralized data plus unchecked state power equals to digital authoritarianism. So, when India gives itself the power to exempt itself, we aren't creating balances. We are replicating the same formula, just dressing it in democratic language. Let me tell you a story. In Hyderabad, a teenage boy goes missing. His family pleads for help. They ask the police to check CCTV footage, mobile pings, Aadhaar trails, anything. But nothing is retrieved in time. Why? Because data, even when collected, isn't always accessible for public good. Yet the same data in different hands has been used to track protesters, freeze accounts, or censor speech. This isn't a question of whether the government should have data. The question is who watches the watcher. This brings us to another case, Internet Freedom Foundation versus Union of India of 2022, challenging the lack of transparency in facial recognition projects. The court asked, where is the legislative framework? Where is the oversight? No answers. And that is what makes data governance a democracy issue, not a tech issue. Let's pause the paranoia. What's the practical takeaway? First, know your rights. You have the rights to access your data. Use tools like RTI, Right to Information, to ask how your data is being stored and by whom. 2. Opt out when you can. Many apps and platforms allow you to deny permissions. Use it. Just because it's asked doesn't mean it's required. 3. Speak up. Public feedback on bills is often ignored because people don't engage. The DPDP bill had a public consultation. Few participated. We must demand transparency. 4. Support watchdogs. NGOs like IFF, Media Nama and SFLC.in are fighting these battles in court. back them. Share their work. Be part of the pressure. 5. Question comfort. Convenience is a greatest seducer, but freedom isn't always convenient. Ask yourself, are we trading liberty for faster login? When democracy dies in the digital age, it doesn't do so with a bang. It dies in silence. With every unchecked access log, every rubber stamped exemption, every time we say it doesn't affect me. So, is India becoming like China or Iran? No, not yet. But we are learning from the wrong playbook. And unless we draw the line now, we may wake up one day to find that our freedom exists only in memory, not in law. If this video made you think even once, don't just scroll. Pause, reflect. Subscribe if you care about truth in law and power. Share this video with one friend who thinks data laws are just policy stuff. And in the comments, tell me, should the government be allowed to exempt itself from data laws? Yes or no? Let's talk while we still can. Thank you for your time. Stay informed, stay empowered. Take care. Bye.